Good morning. Yep, good morning, beloveds. Okay, it's hot out there. And yes, I'm whining. It was 78 degrees this morning. It's almost October. It should be in the low 70s. To be fair, the humidity is really high and we've got thunderstorms coming this afternoon. So, which is why it's so hot. And then if the thunderstorms do come through this afternoon, it should cool it down. It's still going to be, well, they said it won't make it into the 90s today. I'll believe that when I see that. So, yeah. So I was supposed to go see a movie last night and we showed up and apparently the theater that they were going to show the movie in, the projector wasn't working. She's like, well, I can give you a pass. And we're like, well, do you want to come back tomorrow? And she was like, well, yeah, you want to come at 11 or 2? And I'm like, we don't get off work until 6. So, yeah. Instead we came home and watched Into the Lost Lands, which was interesting. And I did not realize it was based on a story from George R.R. Martin. Yeah. And yes, a lot of people died. There were no happy endings. But he tells you that at the very beginning. So he said, this is not a fairy tale and there are no happy endings. So, it was interesting. It was interesting. Okay, so we are doing your spiritual power. Let's do the housekeeping really quick. And all the housekeeping is me reminding you that we are Creative Life Spiritual Center. Website is creativelife.org. The constant contact email, info@creativelife.org. That gets you 1 email a week. Unless something unusual happens. I will remind you, we do live in hurricane country. It tells you what's going on for the week and the month. The hot links are hot, so click here now means it. And it is a blind CC, so nobody will end up on your email list because of and you won't end up on anybody else's email list because of us, okay? Because they can't see your email. So, all right, so there is that. And then the last one is the social media, and I only mention it from the standpoint of we don't monetize it. We don't want to deal with the ads any more than you do. So what we ask you to do instead is to engage with the pages. So like, subscribe, follow based on which platform you are on, and then engage with the individual post by reacting, commenting, or sharing. We think we have good tools to share. We hope you agree, and it is a free way that you can support the center. All right. So your spiritual power is a inspirational collection. I know it's backwards. So it is an inspirational collection, and basically what it is some of his harder to find works. They collected them together into one book. And I'll be honest with you, the first one that we did was Immortality. I've never read that. I didn't know it existed, but there it was. So, we are going to finish up Your Invisible Power today. The last chapter in Your Invisible Power was too long for me to get through in one day. Well, I could have done it on a Saturday, but not on a weekday because, got that mortgage paying job, right? So, we are in Your Invisible Power and we are going to finish up God, the Self-Evident Truth Within You, which is part 4 of Your Invisible Power. And then tomorrow we are going to start What Religious Science Teaches. So let me get my glasses on. Let me get my trusty little highlighter. Oh, I should have looked to buy highlighters. Okay. I despise Amazon, but Amazon is sometimes the only place you can get things, and I need to buy new highlighters. But I'm going to go to Walmart tomorrow, so. All right, let's do this. Okay. So if you were following along, we are on page 84, and we are starting with the first full paragraph. To realize that this invisible wholeness is at the center of your own being is to understand that the power of our individual word is an activity of the infinite and eternal I am, the everlasting and perfect spirit. That spirit in us is us. Let's see that right there. That's the important part. Yeah, you can make all the arguments you want, but if we're going to, God, the self-evident, the self-evident truth within you, that spirit is in us, is us. Mm-hmm. It's all made up of the same stuff. Okay. No greater unity could be delivered than that by which the very nature of being cannot be withheld. This deliverance is not partial, but complete. Next, we arrive at another self-evident proposition. Oh, well, I guess I should have read that paragraph yesterday. Oh, well. Okay, next, we arrive at another self-evident proposition, which is that the truth is unchangeable. This is self-evident since there is nothing for the truth to change into. It cannot change into nothing because there is no such thing as nothing. It cannot change into itself because it already is itself. It remains persistent, permanent. It was this perception that caused Emerson to say that no moment in eternity is any better than the present one, and the New Testament prophet to exclaim, "Beloved, now are we the children of God." Jesus stood in the midst of passing human events and proclaimed that the kingdom of heaven is at hand or within humanity. If the truth cannot change, if it is permanent, if it is ever present, then it is always reliable. There is nothing but There is nothing but stability and nothing but security. The truth is faithful. Truth has neither birth, evolution, nor decay. Because the truth is eternal and changeless, and because I exist, and because that which I am is it in me, it is self-evident that I am eternal. Such is the perception of immortality, deathlessness, and everlasting being. This is but another way of saying that God cannot die, that God is all there is, that God is the essence of my life and is my life, that I am an immortal and eternal being now. And that's kind of important. It's to remember that we are not our bodies, because the bodies will eventually fall off. But they're the essence of us. And that doesn't change. Okay, so we next arrive at a conclusion. That tends to liberate the mind from the thraldom of circumstances. The truth, being all there is both cause and effect. It is self-evident that the truth has no cause and that there is no external effect to it. Therefore, cause and effect are one and the same thing. There is neither cause nor effect external to truth. Hence, any belief in the cause and effect of bondage has no sustainability. Let me try that again. Okay. Therefore, cause and effect are the same thing. There is neither cause nor effect external to truth. Hence, any belief in the cause and effect of bondage has no sustainability, because if it did, bondage would be permanent. Bondage would be changeless and inescapable. If truth were bondage, freedom would be unthinkable. The truth which sets us free is not the introduction of some higher power on a lower plane. It is the knowledge that there is, it is the knowledge that there are no higher and no lower planes in truth. Okay. No higher and no lower laws in truth. There is merely what is, and the self-action of what is proclaiming itself to be that which it is. If truth were bondage instead of freedom, then the very knowledge of truth would create more bondage. But since truth is freedom, then the knowledge of truth is freedom. Hence, to know the truth is to be free. Truth and freedom are identical. Cause and effect, therefore, become a plaything, a something to be used. All right. Karma and kismet become bubbles to be blown about. Such is the perception of power. Such is the realization that the knowledge of truth is power. Power is that which compels, necessitates, authorizes, commands. Jesus taught them as one having authority and not as the scribes. Now that is a quote. I don't know where from, but it's in quotes. That's why I know it's a quote. Ernest usually doesn't cite his sources. So that's one of those things. I love the internet because now if I want to know where that quote from, so I could probably plug it into the internet and it'll tell me where it came from. There is somebody, and I forget the author's names because I have the book, went back through the Science of Mind text and pulled up every Bible quote and told you where it came from in the Science of Mind text. So that is available. We have the internet now. So, all right. So if you're curious, go look it up. This was because he understood. Okay, but hang on. Let me reread the line that I was talking about. Jesus taught them as one having authority, not as the scribes. This was because he understood the nature of spontaneous spirit within him and realized that the law of cause and effect is merely the mechanical method through which the word of power proves its authority. Okay. We arrive at the next perception. Of person, individuality, and personality and humility. For again, we may say, I think, therefore I am. Also, our fellow person may say, I think, therefore I am. The allness of truth delivers this message, that in a certain sense, each is all because of the indivisibility of truth, and that all is in each. Such is the mystery of individuality that the mask of personality but dimly reveals. The truth, being all, means that each individual is forced to be truth and nothing but truth. Truth does not deny individuality, personality, nor humanity. It affirms that each exists in their apparently separate star, maintaining an eternal, changeless, and perfect identity in the allness of good. Each is an individualized expression of the one. Okay. Which is we're constantly harping on. There is nothing which separates one individual from another, even while there is nothing which can annihilate, subtract from, or add to the individuality of each. Okay, there's nothing which separates the one individual from another. Okay. All right. Such totality in individuality and such individuality in totality is perceived, not so much by an intellectual process as by the very axiom itself, which delivers the necessity of accepting the principle of omnipresence. Ernest, you're making me crazy. All right, we're almost done. The principle of omnipresence also declares the principle of omniscience. Truth is not only all presence, it is all knowledge. It is because this is so that an inventor may say, I know the answer to my problem. The author can say, my plot is worked out. The organizer can say, my organization is complete. By consciously practicing omnipotence, omniscience, omnipresence, we prove in some measure that these self-evident abstractions are real necessities, reliable, sustainable, and available. We need, then, labor under no illusion that it is necessary to deny individuality, personality, or humanity in order to affirm the allness of God, For such is the perception of unity. I think he lost me. I think he lost me in this argument. Ah! Okay. But if truth is all there is, then truth is intelligence. Truth is what we call mind. Truth is idea. Idea becomes absolute. Idea reflects experience. The allness of idea destroys the belief in any physical, mental, or material universe external to concept. Creation becomes the contemplation of truth. You know, that's a nice turn of phrase. Such is the perception of creativeness. Forms are real, but not self-sustained. They are nothing in themselves. There is nothing in such a reflected idea to have control even over itself. Having established unity, indivisibility, permanence, power, omniscience, omnipresence, and omnipotence, we arrive at the conclusion of eternal dominion. It is self-evident that if the objective world were a thing in itself, and we were in no way connected to it other than by experiencing it as an external fact, then we could not possibly exercise dominion. The truth would be in fragments which we should never be able to put together. Hence, we never could attain wholeness. The greatest teaching of the ages contradict the fragmentary theory and insist on resolving all apparent multiplicity into final unity. This unity is not some far-off event, but a present fact. Modern science tends in the same direction. I saw a meme and it was talking about the more we learn about science, you know, the less magical it all seems until we get to quantum physics. And then quantum physics is that all the mechanical stuff is, all the boring stuff isn't real, and the magic, in fact, is. And I think that's what he's kind of talking about here. Yes, we're dealing with mechanical, but underneath it is magic. And it's the magic that we, in the end, go back to. So, this allness of truth, stated in the simplest manner, affirms that God is all there is. God never changes. God is in me. God is that which I am. God is in the universe. God is the universe. At first, humanity is ignorant of its true nature. The Word has become flesh, but self-conscious life has not yet emerged. The fusion of will, desire, and volition, without which there can be no personality, has not taken place. Finally, the Word not only becomes flesh, it also becomes person. Humanity awakens to life, turns towards the light, and triumphs over limitation. Therefore, our final, self-evident proposition delivers the perception of bliss, wholeness, and perfection. The universal I am and the universal I are one in peace, joy, love, wisdom, beauty, and power. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was life, and the Word was law, and the Word was light, and the light through law produced form. And the created form turned to the light, and the light of consciousness dawned. And humanity beheld the light and walked in it, and the light was all. Yeah, and there we are. Your invisible power. That last paragraph was like, what? And I have been reading Ernest Holmes for over 20 years. And I've been reading Ernest Holmes fairly intensely for the last 5 years. And every now and again, even I kind of go, what? So if you're reading Ernest Holmes, and you go, what? Feel free to put him down, go away, think about it, come back, read it again. Because I have a sneaking suspicion I'm going to need to go back and read that chapter a couple more times, because I get it, but it was a lot. It was a lot. Which is why every time he was changing topics in the previous chapters, I changed videos, because it's a lot. So, I'm sure that there are times that Jesse goes, what did Ernest just say? So, all right, that's it. I got to wrap up and get out of here. So I'm going to encourage you to have a great day, a wondrous day, a fantastic day, a magical day, an enchanted day, a wonderful day, an awesome day, an amazing day, a take care of business day, a take care of yourself day, a middle of the week, what you got going on day, a cuddle your fur babies day, a tell somebody you love them day, a go dance in the rain if you get it day, a stay out of the thunder and lightning day, a drink plenty of water day, a be aware of the heat day, a feel free to wonder what your cats are up to day, because I see a head where it shouldn't be day, a good day. Yeah, I'm going to have a silly day in a minute. A good day. And if that is too much pressure, simply have a day. You are enough just as you are. You're a beloved expression of the divine. Spirit in motion, God in action, a brilliant light, a divine spark, a beautiful masterpiece, and a work in progress at the same time, at your own pace. As Reverend Jesse likes to call us, you are godly. Explore the truth of your being. Get to know who the divine knows you to be. Because the divine knows you to be good. And from there, anything is possible. All right, beloveds. I think the cat just got down from wherever he was. Reverend David should be on around 5 p.m. with you. I will be back with you around 9-ish tomorrow. We're going to start what religious science teaches in here. So take care of yourself. Know that you are loved, and I will see you next time.